What's happening, Scotty?
Hey, bud.
Oh man, I have I'm going to go to comments here. I have got the thrifting withdrawals like you wouldn't believe.
Can
It is,
imagine. I can
it
imagine.
is brutal right now. Um,
Well, we were lucky because a girl that we've been to the house about 3 times already before the lockout, um, because it was a large estate and we kept going back. They find more stuff, they spread it around, whatever. So we've gone there for 3 picks. Now they said that they found a storage unit belonging to the grandmother. So we went back again and grabbed some more shit.
Good stuff.
Some of it is actually pretty good stuff. Nothing like there's some 1980, 81 consumer distributor catalog. Goes for about $80, $70. But it's got like 1980s. It's got Star Wars. It's got Lego. It's got all the toys, right? It's got fishing reels. It's got everything for that. They had 2. One was from the 80s and one was like 88.
Was consumers in the States too, or was it just a Canadian company? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but I don't know. The books are going for that price, so that's all I know. But anyways, yeah, we got a pretty good amount of stuff. So
Yeah, and I saw your video on how you condition or prepare your furniture for sale. That stuff looks like some good stuff.
Well, one of the other dealers, she's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
She even goes to Florida like this time of year. I don't know if she did now because of the lockdown. She's a vendor, and they go down and they pick in Florida. They have a cottage, like a house down there, right? Like a smaller house, and then they come up here. So they're big time into it, and that's what she uses. She sells furniture all the time. She's even bought furniture off us, and then resold it for more money. So, in which we knew what she was doing for it. We're good with that.
Now, is it oil based? Is it water based? What is that stuff? What's it like?
You know what? Honestly, Steph does it all. So,
okay.
I just took a wet rag after it already had it on it. So, it's probably a little bit oily, maybe. Like I know it takes a while to dry to really soak in. But I used to use a Pledge, but this stuff is way better.
Yeah, it's probably oil-based type of conditioner, I think.
Yeah.
If it takes a while to dry.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Well, we'll get some more people in the room. We'll go to the chat. We're just going to start off now. Okay, guys, welcome to Adventures in Reselling. For those of you that are just joining us after the live show, it's a show about news about reselling online around the world. And today we've got some great stories for you. We're going to talk about the big issue with Canada Post right now with the COVID-19 virus. Some real sad news today on that. We're also going to actually go to Vancouver, and I got a great story in Vancouver at a Value Village of what they found in a bunch of donations, and you won't believe what they found. And it was great for them to report it. And we're going to go to France, and in France, you will find out there's a trend out there on what people are doing with their Christmas presents on Christmas Day. Very interesting information, and we're going to share that with you. Also, 2 other things, ebay.com, and it wasn't on ebay.ca, unfortunately. They released a list of the top items sold in the U.S. in U.S. dollars, and we're going to share that with you. I picked a few categories that you guys may be interested in. And also for Canadian resellers that watch this channel, I found a really interesting website where they list online marketplaces for people in Canada. And if you're a US watcher, please watch this as well, because you might get some information, and I'm curious if they're available down in your area. And there's 2 that Scotty and I found. We were talking about it. We've never seen before, and we'd like your feedback. And let us know if you've ever been on it, you ever looked at those sites, and if you have any information. So let me just pick up my notes here. I just dropped everything, and we're going to see who's in the room, and then we'll start off with the first topic, Scotty. All right. Oh, there's the Carl. What's going on? You Carl. Are the dollar store flipper, I heard. Let me know how that's going. Fun start, no intro. I thought I played it. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know, Carl, I'm working on it. I'm going to have a better one next week. I'm working on something. Hey, Fish, how are you? Good to see you. Good
I
evening.
haven't seen Fish Fanatic for a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either. Hey, Fish. There's Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Man, Harry, I watch your videos and the stuff you find, man, I don't know how you find it. You are just amazing. Learning Hot Wheels treasure hunts. I was out hunting the dollar store for them. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Dude, you're not gonna find the valued Hot Wheels at a dollar store. And that's probably why Harry's laughing.
But you know what's funny, Carl? You know what's funny? When Camera Girl 1 and I go to the grocery store, you know how they have them hanging on the, in the aisles on those strips of plastic?
Yeah.
I'll walk by, I get my phone, I start scanning them because of Harry, just in case there's one there that, who knows? You never know, right?
Yeah. You're talking Hot Wheels, right?
Yeah. So you never know. What's Carl saying here?
I learned what isn't treasure hunt Hot Wheels.
Oh,
Yeah, there's the newer Hot Wheels, the ones you can get at the dollar store. They're all packaged up and everything. Maybe 50 years from now, they might have some value, but right now, those aren't the ones with the value. Right now, you want to find, even this one doesn't hold a great deal of value, but it's got to have the red lines. And pretty much, Carl, you're going to find them for from the 70s, 60s. I don't even know if they were made in the 80s. Harry, you can correct me on that, but I don't even know if they went as far as the 80s with the red lines.
Scotty, I'm going to bug you so much when I find one.
You won't find them in the dollar store. That's all I'm saying. Because the dollar store, at least from what I understand from around here, the dollar store would be new stuff. Like it's not. Is that right, Chris? Am I missing something?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I don't know, man, where they get their inventory from. I don't know if they're worth anything. Yeah, maybe what Carl's looking for, and I think of it all the time when I see them hanging there. They maybe made this batch of cars 2 years ago, and the grocery stores had them sitting around, and I might find that one red Corvette that they only made so many of, and it may be worth $60. That's what I'm. You don't know until you look and scan them, and
maybe I'm missing something then. But to me, like even to me, the ones that have the value are the old ones. I don't know if there's anything new, but I don't deal with new, so that's kind of maybe I'm kind of talking out of my area. So
yeah, I think like anything like the Mega Blocks that I find sealed, like retired sets from 5-6 years ago, and they made a limited run on them. If you find oh yeah, there you go, baby. Yeah,
that's the one that got scammed.
Have you sold it again or no?
I haven't relisted it.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that was the Mega Blocks you were just talking about, Chris, right? Yeah, Mega Blocks.
Yeah. Oh, here's my biggest competitor, Chris, on live. Good evening. So I have never seen you on my channel or on my live channel. Welcome. You do. Welcome. Let me know if you're a reseller in Canada.
Well, competitor, does that mean that he follows like the same route of thrifting that you do? Maybe
he might. White Lightnings, yes, Harry. I've sold those in the past.
But do White Lightnings like? There's White Lightnings. There's Johnny Lightnings.
Yeah, I think I sold the Mystery Machine, Scooby Doo, die cast metal. I picked it up at the thrift store, I think, for $5 this couple of years ago. I think I got $89 for it. I think it was Johnny Lightning.
Johnny Lightning, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think so too, Harry. I think they were done in the 70s. The real ones.
There are rare ones.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I don't doubt you, Carl. It's the new ones is kind of out of my realm, but as I get more into the eBay selling, I'm going to definitely be looking into newer stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carl, thanks.
Christine, welcome. Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoy the show. We've got some great topics today. Oh. And we'll get one more here and we'll start. White lightnings are giant lightnings. So, okay. Perfect. All right, Scotty, we're going to start off. And guys, how we're going to do this? We're gonna talk about something. Please interact. Put some comments in the comments today, and we'll scan them and respond the best we can. We've got 4 or 5 different topics we're going to talk about, and we'll do one, take a break, then go back and forth, and we'll hope we can catch up on the comments. The first one, guys, big news today out of Gateway Canada Post in Mississauga. They've had one hell of a time with COVID out there, and unfortunately today, one of the employees that works the night shift passed away today due to COVID. As of January 21st, they've had 224 employees that have been affected. I don't know if you saw my last video. We were talking about how they've delayed or they've extended the delay times 10 days because of this. Is it going to affect us? Big time, big time if you're shipping through Canada Post, either going down to the U.S. or the U.S. even shipping up here, because Gateway is one of those big processing centers. But that's not what this is about. You know, life was lost, and the thing is, Canada Post has got to get their crap together here, guys, because from what I understand, the night shift wasn't even being tested for COVID for some reason. Now that this has happened, they are now jumping on it. They are isolating people. They're down to a skeleton shift right now, and packages are not even moving. And I don't even think that the scans or the updates for tracking are even current, Scotty. So bad, sad news today. What you knew was going to happen. Hey, you work in an environment too where you're close to people, Scotty.
Yeah, and I don't know how much I'm supposed to say, but I'm not saying anything that isn't easy to find out. But there are people that are coming down with COVID throughout the company. Now, in my mind, Toyota's doing a great job. We're wearing masks. Before we start our processing and everything of making vehicles and stuff, well, like after a break or something, we switch to a different job. Everything gets sprayed down and we wipe down. We're given a allotted amount of time to do that. And everybody has to wear masks. They're very vigilant, keeping on track of that. And to be honest with you, I think everyone that has had it so far appears to have brought it with them and not transferred it to the room. So like within a group of, depending on the size, 20 to 30 people, one person will have it. And his wife was like, and I'll give you an example, would have been like a nurse for an old age home. So they brought it in, but because of the protocol of, and there's cubicles for eating your lunch, and there's a whole thing. They have a group of designated just to come in and clean handrails and everything like that. And I think personally, so far, I think they're doing a good job. I haven't heard or saw anything outside of that. I think they're doing a good job. Personally, yeah, because I feel safe. We get our temperature check going in. Yeah. Also, we have to hand sanitize going in. All sorts of different things.
Because I think you have 2 different types of employees working for Canada Post. You have the union and the part-time, full-time, they call it, I guess. Yep. And they do that, I guess not, so they don't pay for certain benefits,
right?
For the non-union. And in talking to my contacts, it's a real issue because it seems like the union guys are more protected than the non-union guys. And they don't care about them when they're overworked. And even at the depot that I go to drop my stuff off, they're short-staffed there as well. And they can't keep up with what's going on. And now with this happening, it's just like the hub in Chicago in the U.S. That hub, the big one in Chicago, has the same problem. And people are not reporting to work. And the government in Canada, they got to get their act together and start paying for sick days for these people, because people are going in sick because they need to pay the rent, the mortgage, the car payment, water, gas, and everything else, and they're going in with this thing and transmitting it. And the government has to start issuing sick days and paying for them.
Yeah, if we feel like we're coming down with a sickness, we're to fill out a form online. We get paid. We go get tested. We wait for the result, and we get paid the entire time until that's done.
Yeah.
And that is very important because that keeps people from coming in sick for sure.
Well, so reselling, it's going to slow down. We'll get through it, but just some sad news out of Canada Post today.
Yep.
All right, let's catch up here. Where were we? Johnny Lightning Harry, we were here, right?
Yep.
Roxanne, hey, yes, thank you. Yeah, we as well. It's just a sad story, and don't know how old the person was. I don't think it really matters, but Canada Post has got to get their act together to get this stopped.
It would be interesting to know if there's pre-existing conditions and all that, because, maybe those people have to have a little bit more leniency towards.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything on here. No, it was just the night shift, and it doesn't really say.
And I don't mean that in any disrespect in any way, but I'm just thinking if someone's more vulnerable to it, maybe they should be given a leave or something should be done there. But
it looks like he worked. The last day he worked was the night shift on January 18th, and we're 27th today. So
that's not that far ago, long ago.
No, not too far. So, okay, we got Roxanne, Carl saying hi to Roxanne. There's Carter. Good day, Carter. How are you?
Hey, Carter.
Oh, there we go. There he is. He was late 60s, so you've got some news on this gentleman. Poor Jet. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yep.
Do you know if he had any other conditions besides, or it just let us know down below or at the side? Okay.
Yep.
See if we can catch up here.
I mean, it is a bit of a sadder way to start off the show, but I mean, it's affecting us all, right?
Yeah.
As resellers, and that's a post office thing. So, yeah, that's very, very important.
Thrift, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you. They didn't even mention whether the cause of death. Oh, so they don't know yet. Well, maybe this was global news that I'm reading off of. So, the news. They'll know by tomorrow or the next few days for sure. Yeah. So we'll see. Sourcing. Let's talk about sourcing, Scotty.
All right.
Okay. It's sad. I know how Carl feels. I saw him on your video. I've got nothing. I've tried everything. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I took it upon myself yesterday. And what I did, I belong to a bunch of groups like the Milton Dads. There's another Daddies of Milton, stuff like that. And I've also belonged to the Brantford one and a few other ones. So what I decided to do, I was thinking, how do I generate inventory coming in when the thrift stores are closed? And what I did, got some pictures of old cameras, old electronics, toys, vintage toys, all kinds of photos. And I put a post and I said, please take down if I'm not allowed to post this. I'm a local Milton business. I sell online, and these are the items I'm looking for. If you have any of these items, please contact me, and I will take a look or send me photos, and I'll let you know what I can give you cash-wise. So turn your old junk into cash. That's basically the way it was. As soon as I hit it, boom, 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 boom. And we spoke off camera about this, Scotty, and you're going to get 20 responses, but maybe one good one will be out of the 20. And what I'm finding is people think an old vintage Kodak Brownie camera is worth $3,000, right? So they're saying, what are you going to give you for this? Well, I'll give you $4 because it sells on eBay for 20. Well, that's it? This is what I'm getting. But out of all the comments I'm getting, and I'm still getting it tonight, I finally got one really good lead, and he's got a wooden crate of old cameras and lenses. He doesn't know what they're worth. We're gonna hook up, and he just wants to get rid of them. And you know yourself, and you've told me, right? Those are the gems.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, bulk buys. Yeah, for sure. That's where I've done my best, because you're probably averaging about $2 to $4 a camera. You get 100 cameras, 110 cameras. Yeah.
But I'm trying to weed out the one guy. He doesn't go on eBay. He doesn't want to resell. He's got this crap in his garage. What are you going to give me for it? $200? Come get it. He doesn't care what happens with it afterwards.
Well, I'll tell you what happened with me. Usually people that have crates like that will have other stuff, Chris, every time. So I wouldn't even negotiate a price. Just say, I'd like to come take a look at it. You get there, he's probably going to have other stuff that he wants to get rid of.
Yeah, and do a bulk buy.
And you bulk buy it.
Yeah.
The one time I bought cameras, I also got about 50 those 1960s sci-fi books. They're not that big, but the artwork on the cover. The other time the other guy had boxes of different things, like from a yard sale. So he wanted $5 a box. It was just each one was a bunch of crap. So
it's been 2 days. It's been 24 hours. It's an experiment I'm doing. Yep. And let's see in a week what happens. When we do the show next week, or when we do your show on Sunday, and we'll have a quick update on what's going on. Okay, so who do we got here? Good Used Goods. What's going on?
Jory.
Good evening. Welcome back.
Hey, Exana. I always thought Exana was like Toronto, but it's like North York, I think, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Man, I can never remember.
Which is still, I guess, part of the GTA for sure.
Yeah. Carl. There's Thrift Beasts. I wish we have hundreds of brownie cameras in the antique mall.
Yeah. I mean, but they still go. Like, if you can get them for a couple of bucks a piece in a bulk buy, I put $18 on them. And they sell. And they move quick.
I'd be rich.
Yeah. Jory, that's interesting, though. At the antique booth, did you find those cameras move quickly? I personally, for $18, it all depends on things. Some of them I've even put $14 on, but probably average of 18. I can't keep them in the store. But if I put them $2 higher, they won't move. It's weird.
1 out of 20 isn't bad.
Hey, right now, you'll take that for sure.
I'll take anything. Facebook nicely. Oh, insulting. How to try to send insulting offers on Facebook nicely. Yeah, it's a joke. It's crazy. David, how are you?
Hey, Dave.
An awesome video game. And thank you for bringing that up, Thrift. We're going to talk about Virage sale today, and it's part of my segment, and very interesting. Hold off any more comments on that, because I want to ask you about that when we get there. Okay, if you're still in the room. Yeah, they are those local dad groups. If you can get in there, man, those guys are buying, selling, flipping. They're talking about stuff like crazy, and they're great places to source.
Like, how do you get a local dad group? What do you do?
So what you do, you go to your Facebook and you type in Milton Dads, and then all these groups come up, right? So I go like Brantford Dads, and they all come up, and then you go on and you join the group, and if they accept you, then you're in there now, and you can even put I think it's called Milton Dads Buy and Sell. So you can go to North York Dads Buy and Sell, and it's just a group of guys. It's a private group where you're able to post stuff and buy stuff from people.
Huh.
So I've been messing around with it, and then it's working for me. Right, like I said, we're gonna do an update if it's worthwhile. But I've got a couple of good couple of good feeds right now. I want to see Thrift. Yeah, you'll find them. They could be worded differently. Thrift. You want to get in their groups. There's also the whole Halton Buy and Sell. There's, I think the further you get out of Toronto, in a smaller communities, you have a better success of getting stuff. Right? Let's see. That's creative, Chris. I think it's a great idea because it's still a great way to get the word out in your area. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing too, I put in my ad, maybe you don't have anything. Maybe you have a friend moving. Maybe flip this to a friend that you know has stuff he wants to get rid of stuff. It's just about connections, right? So once you do hook up with one person and, I buy I buy these cameras off that guy, Scotty, and he's talking to his buddy on, chat or whatever. Oh, I got this stuff. Phone Chris, man. He'll come over and give you cash for it. And then he tells somebody else. He tells somebody else. I think that's the whole secret.
Yeah. And I think now, like, there should be an abundance of stuff out there because nobody can do yard sales. It's snow. And nobody can take anything to the thrift store. So people should be – the only problem is you have to go to the house. So they might be a little bit nervous on that.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of them, they're saying porch pickup. Meet me on the porch. Meet me on the driveway, which I'm fine with, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. The camera moves slow unless price $15 or less. Oh, he's talking about the brownies, I think, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's same with us, Jory. If I put 18 or less, 18 is kind of what I do for pretty much most cameras, unless they're a little cheaper. But anyway, but if I put like $2, if I put 20, they won't move. So I kind of found my little sweet spot, but you're only a couple bucks less. So it's pretty much exactly.
I'm a cat dad. Does that count? I don't know. Try the cat dad group in your area. Resellers. You're funny, Carl. Just did that for Exeter dads. Okay, so you found a group. Good.
Yeah, right there, you found something too.
Okay.
That's one thing I got to learn is the RC stuff.
Oh, there's good money in that stuff, man. The remote thrift stores don't even know what they're worth, and you could get them for nothing, right? I didn't know Exeter had a dad's group.
Pick and Seller is from London area, I guess.
Yeah, the donations are going in, and when doors reopen, there's going to be some good stuff in there.
Oh, they are open for donations.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You got to remember, Scott, they got to keep their inventory levels up.
Well, they're going to be up for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have it. They're going to process it, and then when they open up, there's going to be some good stuff because people are at home. They're locked down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're caught up.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. So we're a half hour in, and we talked about Canada Post, unfortunately. Wow. So what I want to do is let's go to so those of you that just got in the room, got some segments today. This was posted a few days ago on ebay.com, not on ebay.ca. And what they did is they showed the top selling items in certain categories and what dollar value they got in U.S. funds. So I picked a few different categories. Now, Scott, I need you to watch the chat because I've got some banners here that are going to come up. We're going to follow along, so we have to go back and forth. But I think we'll do this segment. If people want to chime in about some of the things here, we will continue on. So let's start. So the first category they had was amazing autos. And I picked, I think this was the top 5 vehicles that were sold. And a lot of people still don't believe in selling their cars on eBay, but it is a huge, huge platform. Also for parts. Auto parts are a big, big, big business on eBay. And so I just picked a bunch of cars just to go through it and see what they sold for. This first one here, 1987 Lamborghini Countach Lp 5000 QV. Now, are we ever going to find one of these, Scotty? Probably not. But $351,995 US. Not a bad sale. Second one here was a 2019 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT63, $164,498. And one of my favorites, a very, very rare 2019 ZR1 Corvette for $149,800. And this was kind of funny. That's why I put it in there. A 2008 Dynasty Stratford 45-foot motorhome for $134,800. I don't even know. I've never seen one of these, but for 2008, that's pretty good money.
Well, I had a friend. Oh, I have a friend, but what he used to do is say in some place like Florida, they were about to have like a hurricane come through. So people would buy these RVs so they could move out till it was done. Then they come back. There's an abundance of RVs for sale. He would buy them down there, drive them up, and then sell them because the market is flooded, so the prices are down.
Yeah,
and he made some pretty decent cash doing that.
So always a way to make money, eh?
Always a way to make money.
And then the last one here was another Lamborghini, $129,000 it sold for. So those were the top selling cars last year on eBay.com. So before we get to the next list, let's just go catch up on the comments. Where were we? Exeter had a dad group. Value Village.
Yeah, one more right there. Yep.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the RC cars.
Yeah, those are the brands to look for. They're the most popular ones. Yeah, look for. Yeah, that's what you want, thrift, right there. Be part of those groups. I think what the groups are doing, Scotty,
yep,
is filtering out the bad guys.
Sure.
Or the tire kickers. Or the guys wasting your time. That's what these groups are for. Because if a group member reports that that person that's in that group is one of those guys, they boot you from there.
Yeah.
And everybody that contacted me in these groups, the nicest guys, man. Like, oh, sorry for wasting your time. I go, no, you're not wasting my time. Don't forget about me. You got something down the road? Contact me. I'll buy it off you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So you don't want to burn your bridges in that group. Or those groups.
You might even want to advertise your YouTube channel. They might be interested in that kind of stuff.
There was a guy that we were talking back and forth, and I told him I had an eBay store and I had a YouTube channel, and he is now a subscriber. He's looking to sell stuff himself.
Yep, nice.
So, yeah. For Exeter, the inventory will be crazy. I'm with you, Thrift. Let's go line up together. 6 carts. We need 4 batteries for our phones.
I have a feeling this is going to be a long time.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we might be going just like we did last year, right into May.
You hear camera girl what?
Did she fall off a chair or something?
Yeah, she fell off the kitchen. Thrift, I don't know what the fee structure is on cars. I don't know what it is. I'll look into it. Maybe we'll feature that in next week's show. I have my $100 saved for Value Village.
Hey,
Tommy. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Swamp.
Okay, so let's go back here. So, guys that are just coming in the room here, we're going through, we covered a couple of things already. We're going through the top items that eBay.com, items that sold at eBay.com in 2020. I picked a few categories. We just went through a bunch of cars. And the next thing that is on there, and I picked this category because guys like you, Scotty, other people in thrift stores that know something about this category may stumble across these things. And watches, luxury watches, okay? It's some crazy money. I don't know a lot about watches, but when I looked at these numbers, man, I'm going to double. When I go to an estate sale or whatever, I'm going to look for these things. I may start watching videos on guys.
I know there's probably some guys in here that know this, but there's probably some that don't. Harry, I know you probably know this. Tommy would know this. Swamp would know this. A lot of old watches were made of gold or silver. Pocket watches, like the old ones. So
Yeah. So here's the first one. I don't know if it's gold. I don't know the age of it. This is the model number. The Rolex. What is it? Paneri Pam 21. This one sold for 125,000 US last year. So these are maybe brands. Maybe we stick in the back of our mind and we're out and about. Are we going to find them? You never know, right? You never know. I don't know. I guess how you pronounce this. The Gano Grappoli. It's an Italian brand, I guess.
Yeah.
Richard Mille. This one sold for 95,000. Scotty. Some good money, eh?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to really watch the Fugazis too, right?
Yeah.
Be a lot of knockoffs.
Yeah.
Even the knockoffs do sell, though. I sold a Rolex that was not real, but I paid $2 for a box of stuff, and it was in there.
Yeah.
And I got $25 for it. So.
Listen, another strong band here. This Patek Philippe, $88,000. So you never know what's going to be out there, and you're out. Let me just see. Okay, we're good. We can wait. We'll do another category here. So the next one, and you and I have covered this on the Adventures in Reselling before, and it never fails to amaze me the money that these things get. I don't know enough. You don't know enough. There's somebody in this room that knows enough on this category, but I just can't believe the amount of money these things get. Top sneakers.
Okay. You're going to say Skylanders.
Oh, buddy. No, not Skyliners. I'll do an episode for Kyle. Top Skyliners. So there's those Air de Jour Jordans. OG, yeah. $20,000, Scotty.
Did you see that guy that went and bought a bunch of shoes off Rally Roots?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
One.
He got like 600 and some odd shoes. I don't even know the guy's name. Monster or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, it was crazy. Do you see how he split those up too?
Yeah, I saw that.
So Rally Roots did good. They doubled their money. And then this guy goes and he splits them up and kind of, I think he more than doubled his money.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he paid and he made money for sure. Yeah, he made his investment back.
Just creativeness, right?
Yeah.
And then people will buy those boxes and they'll go and make money. It's insane.
It's crazy. Is I don't know enough about this because I'm worried about fake, right? That's the problem.
I don't know.
So this is the other one, Yeezy Boost 350 V2s, $10,000. Yeezys. Is that how you say it, camera girl? Yeezys. Then we got some Air Jordan 1s for 10 grand. He made a lot of money, that guy, eh? Jordan, off this stuff. He's a trillionaire.
I was watching Lonnie's show. He's got an autographed picture and he's trying to figure out if it's real or not.
Well, you can get a person to look at it and get a certificate on it. So
yeah.
So I threw these in because Adidas. I don't see the Adidas all the time on these lists. So Deerup, 10 grand. Converse classic skate shoes. Those classic, skateboard shoes, 10 grand. Can you imagine? You're a kid. You got 4 pairs of these in a box and you put them in your closet. You're 50 years old. You take them out and sell them.
That's crazy.
And I threw this one in because this is a Kobe. Sorry, that should be Nike Kobe 6 GS Grinch Christmas for 10 grand. Wow. So very cool.
I'd be interested to see what those even look like. A Grinch Christmas.
Yeah, I should have Googled and put some pictures in, but
no, just not one. I'll Google it.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay, what we got? Where were we? What was the last one? Tommy stuff open in the spring. This time, everybody will getting shots. We hope, Harry. It'd be, I think, a couple of days off when they're. Yeah, I might take a 2-week holiday when they reopen to go buy stuff. There you go, Scotty. Harry picked up some fake ones too.
Yeah, there's a lot of fake stuff out there for sure.
Yeah,
and you probably still made money on them, eh, Harry? You probably get it. Well, if they're mine wasn't even working; it was broken, and I still got $25 because people can use the parts.
Yeah, I think the problem with eBay is you can't sell the fakes; you'll get banned. But outside, anywhere else, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
I sell them in the booth.
Yeah,
but if they're working and they're in good shape, you might even get. I could be way low on this, but you probably get $100 for them. $50 to $100 for sure.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the answer for you, Thrift. Unless you probably already read it. Selling cars is a $60 listing fee up to a $2,000 car. $125 for over $2K for a low volume seller. That's Canada. Oh, good to know.
I never even thought about selling cars or anything on like eBay type thing. Have you, Chris?
Well, there's a problem because with managed payments now, and I got to go back to my restricted list. I don't think cars are allowed anymore
Okay.
because of Apple Pay and Google Pay. They want nothing to do with it. So I'm going to have to go back and pull that restricted list to see what the restrictions are.
I know you don't like Kijiji, but I think that's probably how I would do it.
Oh, the Kijiji's full of car guys, man.
Yeah.
That place is. Okay, so he saw the comment. Okay, good. Okay, so we did the running shoes. We did now. This is something that is interesting for a lot of people. Go ahead, Scotty. Yeah, go ahead.
Thrifts, you just missed a comment, but he said Profit Monster was the guy that bought the shoes from Rally Roots.
Okay.
So, yeah, Profit Monster. Okay.
Oh, there's one more comment here before we continue. There are more buyers in the States. Facebook Marketplace is your best bet for selling cars. Okay.
What did he say?
I think we were talking about
Facebook Marketplace.
selling on
Yeah.
eBay, right? Yeah, cars. Hey, everyone. Sorry I wasn't listening, but I had the phone down. No problem, Tommy.
No problem.
Unless it's a super rare and import, they may eBay, but there's enough local car auctions I'd sooner go through. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. I don't know if I would buy a car on eBay. Like, I don't even know if I'd trust it. Okay. Let's go back here. So, next category is something I think everybody is interested in, and you do sell a little bit of this in your booth, Scotty. And we talk about this topic all the time, and it is, you'll see when we get there, it is crazy comic books, pricing on crazy comic books. So I went through and I picked a few here, and here was a X-Men #1 CGC rate graded 7.5, sold for $30,000 US last year.
7.5 is bad, isn't it? Like, it's not great.
I don't think it's great, but
like I know sometimes the price can be a difference between a 9.6 and a 9.2. You know what I mean? So
I was surprised, and this was the #1 one, unless it was signed or something. I don't know. It didn't say. Maybe it was signed by Stan Lee. I don't know, right? Because there's some of those on here. See, like this one here, Avengers #57, CGC 9.6. It was signed by Stan Lee for $25,500. That makes more sense to me.
That makes sense, yeah.
And here was one, and I saw actual YouTube video on this. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 signed CGC 9.6 for $25,000. That's a nice flip if you bought that for $1 at a estate sale, Scotty.
Hey, you never know. You get them in an auction. You get, I don't know.
Well, you buy a bundle and you scroll through it and you pull this thing out and there it is. You don't know.
There's a couple comments here. Good Use Goods talking about your comics here that you've already shown.
Okay, let's just finish this last one. We'll jump in. We'll jump into the comics. One more here. So we got, this is the last one. Aquaman #1 CGC 9.4 DC 1962 for $24,000 US. So let's go back. So those were the top ones last year, guys. Hey, Tommy, eBay. Okay, that was one of the restrictions. Yes. With managed payments, Tommy, you're right.
So I think that goes to your X-Men comic. The one that was a lot for 7.6 or whatever it was.
So, yeah, the one with the lower grading, the 7.5, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's go back here. What was it? This one here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you're saying it's super rare?
Okay, we're at David here. I don't think you're the only one, David.
I mean, the Rolex I bought had engraved 18 karat gold on the band, like it was completely professionally looking. It looked really good. Everyone that I showed said it's probably fake, but it looks real. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like it was pretty well done.
That comic rated a 9 or higher, we're taking 13 to 18 grand or more. That was 40 years ago. $100 was a lot of money, David.
Yeah.
Wow. If you the top sold to be fraudulent or modern. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this was from a legitimate company, Tommy, that did this survey for them. So
I don't know much about comics, but I know a guy that used to deal with comics, and he would buy like 600 or 1,000, like a big, just boxes and boxes, and then he would pick through, cherry pick it, and then resell the lot. And he always said that there's really not like the dollar for the comics to come down. And anybody in here, Jory, maybe you know, but are comics making a huge comeback? Because I'm hearing a lot about them.
It's the grade. You have to have them graded, and the guys that have the money will buy them.
Like, okay. Has this been going on for a while, or is all of a sudden they've kind of spiked in the last year or two?
I think it's coming back. And I think it's the big surge of the Marvel movies and the DC movies and Wonder Woman. That's bringing it all back, because these guys have kids, young kids. They're watching the movies and they're saying, "Hey, I remember that comic book," and they're buying them now to hand down to their kids. So there's a big heritage. For more graded comic values. Yeah. Yeah, David, what's happening when they're talking about money laundering? A lot of the terrorists used to do this. They would put a Sony PlayStation on there, and to get the money into the country, they would buy it for $5,000. It's not worth $5,000, so it's a sold listing. The money would get transferred to this guy eBay's account in the U.S., and they would take the money out. That's what they're doing, like money laundering. So when you go to the sold listings and you see a Sony PlayStation sold for that, and then it drops down to 200, that's that one that is suspicious. So there you go. Huge comeback. There's your answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured Jory would know. He's into that kind of pulp culture and video games and stuff. So.
And then when they get caught, Tommy, they get banned, right? So, or restricted. Oh, the comic book? Yeah.
I put comics mostly from the 80s. I try to keep them 80s or a little bit older in my booth all the time, because I'll put $2 to $5 on them, and I'm always selling probably five a week roughly, or more. Sometimes five. One guy will come in and buy five, but I mean, I don't have a $30,000 comic. It might be there, but I don't.
You don't know yet. Yeah,
I haven't sold it.
It's a mix of the Big Bang Theory. You start in the Marvel world movies and war. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, look at Beanie. Yeah, well, those Black Diamond VHS tapes, buddy. When they were selling for crazy money, it was the joke, right?
Yeah.
Toilet paper. Yeah, a lot of them are, Carl. A lot of them are worth toilet paper.
How old are they, Carl? I got some toilet paper. I'll come and drop off with you.
There you go, Black Diamond. Okay, so we did the comics. I think I have, let's see here, one more category, and this is something that everybody in this room looks out for, and I know you do, Scotty, and we talk about it very frequently on your channel as well, is action figures. Did we miss one? Should I go back?
They're still talking about comics. I don't know if you wanted.
Yeah, let's go back. It's okay.
Just instead of jumping topics before.
Yeah. Let me just hide that.
We're at Good Use Goods with the Disney tapes, and then Tommy We got three comments last week.
Yeah. Okay, Tommy.
So yeah. Fees will collapse if they removed.
The black market, probably.
That's you know what? That's a good point though. Like eBay would make fees on all that. So do they really want to stop it?
Let me tell you a story. Okay, Scotty. I know what Tommy's saying, okay? But they are stopping it. And I'll tell you why, Tommy. You know, Scotty, I'm a big Sega Dreamcast collector. I'm trying to collect for the North American collection. And there's 3 games that are in the $400 range. Okay? So at Christmas time, there was a guy selling US remastered editions. So he didn't call them copies.
Right.
He didn't call them fakes. He called them digital remastered editions.
Yep.
But what the Dreamcast was known for, they were easy to copy. And that's why the system failed. That was one of the reasons. So I bought 3 of them for $100. Okay? 3, they're usually $400 a piece. I got them. You can't tell the difference in the artwork, the case, or anything. But he got shut down because somebody reported they were fake. So somebody bought them thinking they were real, got them, looked at them and go, this guy's make their copies, reported to eBay and shut them down. Do they shut everybody down? As Tommy says, no. Right? You shut down one guy, he's opening another store tomorrow with them.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay? But they're so good, Scotty, you can't distinguish the difference from the real thing.
Without the professional eye.
Yeah. Okay, let's just get here. You really need to know your shit is 99% isn't worth the paper it's printed on, like both 90s sports cards as well. Yeah, it is an oversaturated market. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably 90 to 100 away from the full set, North American. I've got the fishing reel. I don't have the arcade stick. I've got a lot of stuff that's still sealed. I've been collecting now for 3 years. It was my favorite set. So if you got any and you want to unload them to me, let me know. Send me a message. I'm always looking for certain titles.
Well, tell me what you're looking for, because I don't know. I might have that.
I got a whole. Where is it? I don't even think it's right here. I got a whole list somewhere.
Well, email it to me, Chris.
Yeah. I'll send a snapshot. Okay, so let's go back to the next category, guys. This is the last one in this segment. This is super action figures. I thought I'd put this in there because it's really cool. A lot of us are in thrift stores, and these things for sure are in there. And the first one here is Star Wars Vintage 1980 ESB Bell Display Collectible. I think it was $32,500. There should be a comma there. That's what it sold for. $32,500 US. I don't know what this is, but I think it was some sort of set with all the figures. You bought it all at once, and it was a limited edition. And if anybody's a toy seller in the room, let us know if you know what that is. Transformer G2 Menasor, $23,000. Goes back to your She-Ra there.
I wish I got $23,000 for it, but
yeah. This was interesting. 1983, William George Masters of the Universe He-Man painting, $20,000. So I think this guy here was one of the original people that were involved in the toy. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but he could have been the art guy, right? You never know.
He-Man's pretty popular right now for sure.
Oh yeah, and you'll see there's a few more here. So Star Wars 1978 Vintage Kenner Villain 1 set, $15,350. Now, I don't know the condition of these, Scotty. I don't know if it's mint, sealed, unsealed. It's just, it was just in the list. And the last one here, another one, Masters of the Universe Flying Fists H-Man set, $14,995. So He-Man hit the top 3 there, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got those 3 Shira dolls for $5, and I sold 2 of them, and one's in the booth, and we're closed. So I sold the 2 on Etsy. So one for $24.99 and one for $39.99, both free ship.
I don't mean counterfeit, though. I mean listings made and a link sent money to person. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying now. Gotcha. Very cool. I'll keep an eye out. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, you know what I'll do is I will take a snapshot of, I have a list. I thought I had it handy here. My son may have it because we were going through it the other day. So I have a list here. Here it is here, guys. Here's an actual list of all the Sega Dreamcast games released in North America. And you can see I'm pretty much halfway. See the dots?
Yep.
I've got a lot of them. So I've actually got 6 more coming. I have a regular guy I buy from in Florida. Great guy. He cuts me a deal. So I'm not going to retire on it, but I just want to collect it. Okay, here. Jory, I would love to get my old Dreamcast. Yeah, it was an amazing system. US and Canada are same. Oh, the list of Dreamcast? Is that what you're saying, Tommy? Maybe I'm missing something. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the only difference is the French-English manuals. Exactly. The North American release was the North American release. Because in the UK, it was a different system, and Japan was a different system. Street Sharks.
Yeah. I have one in the booth, and I had the lobster in the booth, and I sold the street shark. And it wasn't in super great shape, but it was pretty good shape.
What do they look like, Scotty? I've never seen one.
They're supposed to be hand puppets, but it's hard to get your hand in there. They're kind of small, but for Street Shark, you're looking at kind of a cartoonish figure of Jaws, and the snout's down, and his mouth is open, big teeth, little hands. It has a Streetwise logo about this big on the side. So.
I'm gonna have to look, Google it and take a look. Yeah. Yep, I found Street Sharks once in a while.
Well, and that's just a puppet. They probably come in different, maybe small figures or something too. I'm assuming Jory's talking about the hand puppet ones.
Yeah, I think so. I would love to find Star Wars droid figures. A man can dream. Oh, the original ones, yeah, they're worth money. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Just wondering if experience. I had a buyer for a PS2. I got the email saying sold. It's been 3 days now, and the person is still on the plate. Okay, so Ryan, when you go to the sold listing, try to resend them an invoice and say your item is now available, is now ready for shipping. Please let us know when we're going to get a payment. And if you no longer want the item, please contact us as soon as possible for us to cancel the listing. Now, if he doesn't respond, you can set your store up. I think it depends how you have it. I think mine's 2 days or 3 days. If the person doesn't pay, it goes to an automatic unpaid case. So it goes to eBay. So eBay will monitor it. And I think it's 3 days after that. If the person doesn't pay, they put a strike against that person. You're able to relist the item and you get your fees back. So that's how you do it. But I would contact and try to work with the buyer. And 9 times out of 10, when you send that message saying, look, you haven't paid, the item's ready to go, do you want it anymore? Please let us know. And it works for me all the time.
And stay within the eBay platform. Do not text them or email them separate, even though they might request that, because I just dealt with that last week. So
do not communicate, outside the eBay platform. They may say, please text me, like Scotty's saying. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's actually against eBay policy to do that. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's against, because if something happens and you ship the item and you've had a conversation outside and they're not able to see the dialogue, you're done. They're not going to help you.
Yeah. And if you Google the type of scam it is, like some will ask you to send them money, some will, because they're in dire straits and that you'll end up getting more. Some apparently ask for personal information, all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
Just don't even get bogged down with it. Just report them.
How many people have never heard of Stompers?
I've never heard of Stompers. Were they in Canada as well? I've never seen a Stomper, and I don't remember them as a kid. I just remember seeing an advertisement for them on a channel of toys. It was a YouTube video, and they're pretty cool. Chris, you might want to check those out. Those would be
I'll take a look. Yeah.
A good bolo. And I watched your show last night, Tommy, probably the first hour anyways, but it was on the smart TV, so I couldn't comment, but good show, by the way. But Stompers is a bolo without question.
Hey, Carl.
I would imagine, you know what, guys, I'm going to throw this out there, Chris. You guys should go. It's a very professionally done. It was probably on TV, and I can't remember who did it. It was the guy that makes toys, and right now he's like almost 100 years old, and it was a really good video. And he was in the army, military. He came home and he started making toys. He's the same guy that did those chattering teeth. Remember those?
Okay.
He's done so many toys. It's a really good video. I think it's The Man Who Made Toys. I think that's kind of the title. And he talked about I think he invented the Stomper.
Is that on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Really well done. If it's the guy's just a little old guy, gray hair. He looks probably 75, but he's actually 98. And yeah, he's retired. And I mean, check it out. The Man Who Made Toys or something like that is what it's called. Yeah. Very, very professionally done. It's not just a YouTuber type thing. It was probably made for TV at one point. So very, very good.
Yeah, there's Tommy answering you, Ryan. The same thing I said. Open an unpaid item on the sale. What you can do, you go to the listing, and then on the left side, you can click down. There's a bunch of stuff, and then you can put on there open an unpaid case, and then you'll click on it, and you'll see it'll be grayed out. So it might take 48 hours or 3 days before you can actually file the unpaid case. So, yeah, you can try resending the invoice, Ryan, as well. That may work. Okay.
All right, I just found it here, Chris. The man who invented more than 800 iconic toys by the New Yorker.
And that's the YouTube description?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah. So the YouTube channel is the New Yorker. Yeah. Very good. You guys, everybody should watch it. It's pretty cool.
They haven't responded to anything. Well, then you're going to have to file an unpaid case, Ryan, and go through the motions. I know it kind of sucks. I think, what's his name? Rally Roots had his video today I was watching. He had a little bit of a rant on people unpaying for items. He had close to $600 in items, and he's pissed because what happens is when you sell an item, it gets so you say you have 6 watchers on the item and you sell it for $150. So now it's sold and it gets removed from the site because it's sold. Now those people that you took 2-3 days to generate views, they're now gone. They're going to go buy it somewhere else. So now you've got your item and now you've lost the sale. You're going to go through the unpaid case. Sure, you're going to get your money back. They're going to relist it and everything else. Now you got to go put it back on and wait again to find 5 more buyers. It sucks. There's got to be a better way of doing it, and I agree with them. Mighty Max is another good one to watch for in the 90s. Toy World. Same as Power Rangers and Sailor Moon and Dragon Balls. All good toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sailor Moon I know is, we talked about that on our shows before. Power Rangers for sure. I always look out for them.
I mean, even a VHS tape, like of those kind of things, would like Power Rangers, Pokemon. I mean, out of the booth, I sell them.
There was a guy, and I was watching him on a YouTube video. He picked up a sealed VHS tape in, I don't know if it was a Salvation Army bin, and it was what's his name? Ice. Remember the rapper Ice?
Yeah, Ice Cube or Ice,
whatever. Yeah,
Ice Baby guy.
Him doing a rap with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
And it was like one song. Like you bought it, and the thing. I think he sold the thing for like $90.
Wow.
You paid 50 cents for it.
Yeah. Well, I buy He-Man like full season DVDs.
They sell for anyway.
For like $1. I'll sell them for $20 out of the booth, out of the antique booth. I got those She-Ra volume season 1 and 2. I have them on Etsy right now for $100, but I found them at an antique store for $25. I think I paid for them for both, and one is sealed. One wasn't even open, so
it's good, man.
We'll see. We'll see if they sell.
Well, it eventually will. Hey, Marie, how are you?
Marie, how's it going?
Did find bags of Monster in my pocket though. There's so much money you can make with toys, eh?
I know, it's crazy.
Crazy. Where I skipped here, I jumped. Wow, we got a lot of comments here.
Got lots of stuff. I don't
know. I gotta go back up. Awesome. Okay, hold on. Hi, Marie. Okay, all right, fella.
Okay. I think you're going to Harry.
Yeah. I got Thrift going. Hi, Marie. Then we got.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, Harry. We'll see you, buddy.
All right, Harry. Take care, bud.
Hey, Ryan. Perfect. No problem. Thanks. We could help. Just I know it's so annoying, but it is what it is.
Part of the job. Part of
the reselling job, right? Let us know how you make out. Later. Yeah. Night, Harry. Chicken fried steak. What's going on?
I haven't seen chicken fried steak before. Is he new or?
No, I don't know. Maybe I've run into him in other channels. I don't know. But welcome to Adventures in Reselling.
Chicken fried steak. That's nice. I like that title.
Skull Cave. Wow. If you get that Skull Cave, it's worth money. Solid bonkers on them. Let me go back. You gonna say something, Scotty?
No, I don't want to just disrupt from these comments here, but I'm also finding really good luck on board games. And Tommy mentioned it before. I always thought board games would be sold better in the U.S. They're being sold in Canada. He was right. Remember he said Canadians tend to buy board games?
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. We can't do anything.
Well, Tommy was right, because I sold one for $89.99 and one for $79.99, and they both went to Canadian address.
Love Stomper.
And that was last week. I sold them both within the last week.
That's awesome.
And both games, one was from the 70s and one was from the 80s. So.
Keep some higher end things long term and sit on paid off with PS1. That's darn sure. TB Chris, Thrift Beast. Biggest peeve is when an unpaid is unpaid. I hate it too. Roxanne, it drives me nuts.
Especially if you got a lot of viewers on that, watchers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing is, you can't. So if this guy doesn't pay, you're not able to go back and contact those people that were watching. They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. They're buying somewhere else. Especially if you're waiting a week, right?
Yeah.
Eddie Goldfarb is the man's name. Oh, okay. That's the guy there I think you're talking about in the video, Scotty.
Could be. Could be. Eddie sounds right. The last name, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You.
Toy truck.
Well, they are, but I mean,
Look for the foam tires. Chicken fried steak saying.
they're not very big. They're small. Like they're smaller.
I'm going to have to look out for these things. The bodies and chassis for parts. I love the vintage toys. Chicken fried steaks 100%. Thanks for the foam tire tip. That's a good tip. That's what I'll look for, those foam tires.
If I remember correctly, remember I said earlier, I've never actually seen them in person, but they had them on that show I was telling you about. I think that's the kind of the gimmick is you can change
Tires?
body chassis,
okay.
right? Like you can you can do that. I think that was part of the gimmick on them.
Yo, how's Tommy? Once you know him, you know him. Oh, Tommy's talking a fried steak there. Chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak.
Vintage wrestling just sold a Steve Austin WWF band in Canada VHS for $38. Very, very cool. Wrestling stuff sells, I guess, still, eh?
Yep. I sold a VHS tape. It was the cover had Hogan and Andre the Giant face to face, and it was like 3 hours long, something ridiculous like that. Anyway, and I sold it for $25 out of the booth, but I should look up and see what it's worth, but it's probably worth more.
Napoleon Dynamite.
The Giants' last big match.
Sorry, say again. You want me to go back one or?
Nope.
We're good. Okay.
Nope. I'm just
a viewer told us last night. I love Napoleon Dynamite. I've probably seen the movie 1,000 times. It's probably one of my favorite movies. You have to understand the humor, but if it sells for $50 and $80, man, I will look out for them.
A VHS, eh? That's
VHS.
It's amazing how much some of that stuff has value.
Love talking toys. Love talking. Yeah, get down here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's 3-4 days. I couldn't remember. I like I said, I have it on auto. If you go in your settings, you can select auto, and it does it automatically, so you don't have to deal with it.
Chicken fried steak. Where are you from? Are you Canadian? American? Like whereabouts do you live? Like just rough idea.
Culture stuff. Wow, that's crazy, Tommy.
I think Simpson stuff is pretty hot right now. Jory, you might be able to comment further, but I think Simpson stuff is pretty hot right now as far as pulp culture stuff.
Yeah, I remember when everything went down with Michael Jackson. The series or the season that he was in one of the Simpsons shows, the DVD set, they pulled that episode out. So that set, if you can ever find it, if it's worth money. I don't know how much, but I know it's worth money.
Yep.
Ratfink.
I'll have to look that one up. I don't think I've heard of that.
Me neither.
Ratfink.
My God, I've been telling you guys about board games over and over. You're driving me nuts.
It's true. He has.
UK has a huge board game market because of the weather. All these cold places.
Yeah.
Ratfink. I haven't seen Ratfink in a long time. I love that little green rat. Pay traders. I like managed payments traders. It's fun. It's working for me. I can tell you once I went there, I had a big spike in sales. Sales, I'm up 3% over prior year right now, but I looked at the data today and it's pretty much the same. It's flatlined over prior year. It's just the time of year. End of January, bills are coming in, so hope things pick up in February. But it's working for me. Yeah, Carl takes his money out weekly. We were talking about that on the show. Trying to get to the bottom so we can move on to the next topic here. Bodies and chassis are interchangeable, Scotty.
Yeah, the Stomper. Yep.
Yeah. So that's the remote control we were talking about earlier. There we go. Yeah, all good. No issue.
I'm going to check that out, Jory. I'm not sure what that is, but
we are into RC four-wheel drive. RC have several. So he is from California, Chicken Fried Steak.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, I think I've met you or I've seen you on Nana's channel, Chicken Fried Steak. I think that's where I've seen you. Okay. Oh, see the picture of his rat fink? That's his photo on his thing. On his keychain.
Oh, okay, cool.
You see that?
Yeah.
Rat fink shirts. Oh.
I watched Hustle and Hooks the other day, and they bought a box full of old 80s T-shirts. They sold a Space Jam. I think they got $180 for a Space Jam.
Yeah, Jordan I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one.
And a Grateful Dead shirt, they got a couple $100 for it as well. So
those shirts sell.
Yeah. That's something you might find in a storage unit, Chris, by the way. Old shirts like that.
Drag racing.
Not that I'm trying to convince you to do it.
No, I know. I'm going to do it, buddy. I'm going to do it. I keep looking. I know you're pushing my buttons. Yep, good. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. Let me see here what I have lined up. And let's go outside a little bit before we go into the last segment. But I wanted to share a story with you guys. And you know this channel, for those of you that are in the room, we kind of go through reselling news all over the world. We've got one from Vancouver. This was put out actually a few days ago. You may have seen it. Really interesting story. The Value Village workers, and for anybody out from BC, I'll tell you what town it was in. Let me see if I can find the town. Okay, it's in Vanabelle Street in Vancouver. They were going through a bunch of bags in the back room, like the donation bags, and they found $85,000 in cash in a bag. And it looked like it was one donation. There was multiple bags sitting there. And what happened was there was a family that, I guess the mother, she was in a nursing home, and they were going to clear her house out. And when the workers were going through the bags, they were finding $150 bills all rolled up, but they weren't current bills, Scotty. They were bills as far back as 1954. And the reason they figured that it was an old lady or an older person is because it smelt musty. So they reported it to their supervisor, and the only way they found the old lady was in the bag. There was old bank statements with an address. So the police were notified. They found the old lady was in the nursing home. They found the kids, and they gave the money back. But that goes to show you don't know, you don't really know what these people are donating, or you get these older people and they pass away, and the kids go in the house and they find a bunch of bags, and they're just going to donate it to Value Village, or they throw it in the garbage.
Throw it in the garbage, yeah. Can
you imagine if they went and dumped it? It's a crazy, crazy story out of Vancouver, guys. So good on those people that work at the Value Village to report it, and the money got returned back to the family. So, but you think about it, 1954, $100 bills and $50 bills, they could be worth money.
Yeah. Yeah. Without question.
Those are old notes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money in a bag. and hundreds of
A lot
50s.
of money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So I wanted to share that story with you guys.
But
So,
I mean, there's all sorts of stories where people, they'll buy a house and they'll flip it and they'll tear down a wall and there's money behind a wall or
yeah,
silver, gold.
because that's where they hid it. They didn't go to a bank.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So what you live in an old house and I live in an old house. My place is 150 years old, and I remember when we first moved in, I was watching a video on a guy on TV, and he was on YouTube, and he was scanning his backyard, and he was finding boxes of coins. And I went to Canadian Tire and I bought myself a metal detector. And that summer, I'm out there digging holes. My neighbor goes, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And I go, "You never know."
Never know. Did you find anything?
I found an old spoon. It was interesting with the kids when they were younger, right? It was that 17 years ago. I found some coins, like nothing really worth anything, but we kept it all. Like we have it in a box. So when we go to sell the house, we'll say, "Hey, this is what was buried in the backyard."
Yep.
So, you know what it was too? A lot of old parts, like gears for like farming tools and stuff, which made sense.
Yeah. And you know what else they used to do? They used to bury the bodies of the homeowners on the property back then too.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because 2 doors down, they renovated the house. They sold it, and they buried the old man in the yard.
Yeah.
And when they were digging, they found him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They found him.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. So
did he have his wallet? Did they bury any jewelry or anything with him?
I don't remember. I remember that everybody was there, the cops, you know what I mean? So
I guess
so we got BC here. Marie, dang, yeah. Oh, there's Ryan. He's from there. I heard the lady died from COVID, and her kids apparently didn't know the money was in the bag. They just started. Okay. So there's more to the story. Yeah, I'm just reading. It's a brief news clipping. That's what this is. All right. Very cool. So it is out there.
Yep.
I heard that story here on the East Coast. I never donate anything without checking out, i.e., the coat pockets. How many people do you ever see on YouTube sellers? They buy a jacket, they take it home, they open it up, there's 2 $100 bills in there. It happens all the time. People put money and they forget where they put it.
Books too. Check old books.
Did you find money in a book? I can't remember if it was you.
Well, I know my dad has. Like when he was alive, he used to do yard sales and sell old stuff too. I know he did. I don't think we found money. We found money in storage units, but I don't recall being in a book. Not offhand. I mean, I looked through a lot, but
what's the most money you found in a storage unit?
Money or jewelry? I found lots
both.
of jewelry.
Both, like just both, just in.
Well, I know I paid $80 for a unit in Burlington, and there was over $300 of gold, like rings and necklaces and stuff. Usually you find gold rings without question. Yeah. A lot of times, even if they're picked over, they don't go through all the small little things. You know what I mean? Not necessarily. Sometimes they do, but you might find them like in a little box or something, and there'll be some gold rings and a chain or something like that. So
what'd you do? Take them to a scrapper, like just to sell them off a scrap?
Well, that's what I did. I took it to a pawn shop. But, I mean, I did 13 storage units. Probably 6 or 7 of them definitely would have had gold. They all have money of some type, like jars of coins or $100 bills or, also all of them have some type of money in there that I found. So
there you go, guys. If you want to do a storage unit, talk to Scotty.
I mean, probably the best one was the $300 in jewelry, and it was just in a little box. Like it was just It doesn't take long for rings, 18 karat gold rings to add up, right? So,
look at Curiosity Inc. What he found in that lady's house.
Well, did you
silver bars?
That's insane.
Under the bed.
Yeah. Did you see the outcome of that, Chris?
I've been watching on and off. I think he did an auction the other day, didn't he?
He did the auction just on the jewelry. He did it two days.
Okay, what do you got?
All the contents are coming up this weekend. He was given a check by the auctioneer for $215,000. The auction house itself made almost 100 grand.
Come on.
No, that's right. That's it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It went for 2 days. I'm like, it went into the next day. Like, they either went overnight, like over midnight into the next day, or they stopped it and went into the next day, something to that effect. But 18, like, it just bang, 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 next item, bang, 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 next item. And he was doing 500, 1,800, 2,000. It was crazy. Like, it was just cha-ching. Every minute, every 2 minutes was cha-ching. Another sale, another sale.
I'm going to have to watch it. I saw it up. I just didn't have time to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
He did it live. Watch the live ones.
Okay. Yeah, I remember his wife was sitting behind him on the couch.
No. This is when he had the camera on the computer.
Okay.
And he was watching the auction live.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. And I recommend anybody to go watch that. Curiosity Inc.
Do you use the shipping rate table, and does that work the same when you are listing your items and it calculates when okay, I don't use that, Ryan, at all. I use calculated shipping. I've looked at the shipping rate table. I don't think it's for everybody, especially when you're starting out selling on eBay. I just don't think it's accurate, and at the end of the day, you're not making any money. Problem with Canada Post and eBay, and I keep telling this in the videos that we do, they don't link together. Canada Post is way out to lunch, man, with their rates. It's just it's unbelievable. So I do not. I'm trying to think what that was. I do not. Oh, shipping rate table. Maybe he's talking about that. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let me go back here, and I'm going to talk about another trend. This is crazy, guys, from the world of reselling. And I love doing these to inform you guys. So there's a big trend in France. And what's happening in France is, and the numbers are through the roof, and you guys can Google this, people already at Christmas time, they're anticipating that they're going to flip their gifts on eBay. And it's really funny. It says more than 7 million French people plan on reselling their Christmas gifts. With more than 600 people have already hoped for somebody else already putting their presents up for sale on online platforms. And this is the crazy part of it. Okay, listen to this. 1 in 3 French people were disappointed by at least one gift they get. And this is through eBay, Saratab, and some other website, and is saying that they were expecting at least 3.5 million posts between December 5th and January 3rd on eBay. People, and this is what people do in France, and it's growing every year. Almost 28% of the population is doing it. So they're expecting almost 200,000 unwanted gifts to go up on sale on Christmas Day. And the record this year was more than 600,000 new posts on Christmas Day over prior year. It's crazy. Yeah. And you know what the products are? And here's the list. Tech products, game consoles, smartphones, books, CDs, vinyl records, clothes, and perfume boxes. So that's what's happening in France, guys. On Christmas Day, people are selling their gifts. It's nuts. I don't make this stuff up. I find it to share with you guys. I think it's interesting to talk about, and they're expecting it to go up to 30% next year. All right, let's catch up here, Kurt. Great to you use the business policies. I know you do. You know what, Carl? You should do a video on it. Honestly, it'd be interesting to see. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. Requires some setup, but it speeds up the listing quite a bit. but it doesn't charge more for shipping. Consider that can't just the costs again. I meant the prices. Yeah, sorry, Ryan. I'm not experienced. I'm pretty set in my ways, and it works for me. Carl's the guy. Carl's the guy with all the Excel spreadsheets, and he'll tell you to the penny if he's making money or not. All right, we're caught up. We got 18 people in the room, an hour and a half in, and we're going to move on to something that Thrift talked about earlier. And I want to show you something that I found online. And I know there's a lot of Canadian resellers in here, and I know there's a few American resellers. Please don't jump out yet. You might find this interesting. So, in Canada, and Scotty, you know this, and all of you in the room, we're limited on where we can sell. Okay? Only certain platforms up here. We don't have the same platforms they have in the US. So what I've done, and I've actually laid this out for us so we can follow along, all of us. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about online marketplaces for Canadian resellers. Most of these we know, but there's two there that stood out. Thrift Beast mentioned one, and maybe he can share with us how he does it on that platform, and I'll explain these two as we go. So the first one, of course, Scotty, we know this one, right?
Yep.
We know that one. The next one, we know this one as well. Okay? Then I came up with this one, and this is very interesting.
You forgot Etsy.
Oh, it's not there yet. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going by the list. We're not there yet.
Okay.
So this one here, if you guys want to check this out, this is a website called ecrater.com. And if you go to it, there's only 3 countries, US, UK, and Australia. Now, as a Canadian reseller, you can open an account up and sell on that platform. And it's very interesting because they offer a free store, no fees at all, 0 fees once you list, unless the buyer buys. And at that time, you get charged a 2.9% of the sale, but you can only ship to the US. Now, I went on this site, and it's kind of like eBay, Etsy, but very simple. You know what I mean, Scotty? It's very, very simple. You can go and look at an item and then go to wherever you live. You put it in there and yada, yada. And I highly recommend checking this out, guys. 2 reasons why. There's no fees. You just set up an account, and the audience is 100% American. So interesting. Now, I haven't looked into shipping rates and fees and how they do all that. This just popped up on this chart, and I've never even heard of these guys before. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay? So there's Scotty's favorite. That's the next one. This one popped up, and we talked about this, Scotty, you and I, third-party resellers a couple of weeks ago. And I think I'm going to focus a show maybe on more information on third-party. And I got a lot of comments with people asking me how this works. So this is on there, which is growing bigger and bigger. I know we talked about this one, which they are in the US and Canada, right?
Yep.
And this one here, where are we now? Poshmark. This one here is very interesting. I've never seen this before, and it is FAIRE.com. You can go to it, and this is the description. And I went there. It was very, very interesting, Scotty. Is an online wholesale marketplace where small business owners and independent makers can buy and sell wholesale items online. The platform provides sales, marketing, and analytics tools so sellers can simplify their wholesale business. Users can go straight to Made in Canada page and filter search engines or only include company names, etc., etc. I went on there, and it's very interesting. So I just was looking through, and I just saw one topic. They were belly rings, for getting your belly pierced. And this one person had this shape, buy 1 to 40 this price, 50 to 100 at this price. So I don't know if it's another place, Carl, if you're listening, to go and source stuff to resell, because I didn't really dig into it, Scotty. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
But I wanted to pass this information to the people in this room because it's available in Canada and may be a place for us to source. I don't know what the shipping fees are. I don't know the turnaround time, but I can tell you there's a lot of stuff on there.
Are these public companies?
I don't know, Scotty. It was just part of this list. Like I looked up this place. This is a where did I get this from? This guy is from a company called CanadiansInternet.com, and he posted this on January 12th. Actually, we were supposed to do this on our last show. We ran out of time.
Okay.
But just interesting to see two different platforms we've never even heard of, right?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's a bit of a boom going on because COVID and so many people are starting to go into reselling online, and eBay is, everything. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the end of sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying at the end of the day, if it doesn't cost you anything just to list an item and they're only taking 2.something%.
That was for this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they grow into a big company, they're still making tons of money, and that's going to be very valuable because sometimes your margins are, pretty thin, right? So,
but what I found interesting is they're allowing Canadian resellers to sell on that platform.
Yep.
Because it's, I'm wondering if I didn't look into it if you can sell on the Australian site or the UK site yet. I'm going to look into it, but I didn't have enough time. I just wanted to share it with the people watching this live feed. So we were here, right? That was the other one, the wholesaler one, and we know this one, Scotty, for sure. You and I both. Yeah. There's the other one we know about, guys. Everybody's on that one. And here's the one that Thrift Beast talked about, a garage sale. You might want to write this one down. And what it is, it's a glorified garage sale. So it's basically smaller or your area, and you're listing garage sale stuff. I don't know what the prices are like. You can see Thrift had a comment. We'll get out of here in a second and go back to the comments. He picked up a bunch of video games, I think he said earlier. So it's maybe another place for guys and girls to source right now with the thrift stores down. And hey, any little bit helps, right, Scotty? Information. So
100%, yeah.
So guys, those three, you may want to check them out. I don't know if there's any value there, if you're going to find anything, but go there, putt around, see what you can find. And please, if you do, let us know on Scotty's show on Sunday or my show on Wednesday. If you guys have any success, if you've opened an account and what you found. And Scotty and I will do the same thing if we pick around and poke at it. So where were we? We had Hi Debbie with Thrift Beasts. Where were we here? Brian Thomason, it does, but it requires some. That was about the thing. Okay, never heard. Yeah, never did until I got this list, Carl. Very interesting. So, like I said, we're gonna dig into it and see if we can find anything. And they're live sites. This is not old information. I pulled this off on January 12th, like I said. So it's data's up to date. Now, there you go. So Ryan's heard about it. And you know what? Why don't you write that one too down, Scotty? GH Sales. There's another one. There you go, Carl. You don't have to go to the dollar store anymore. Scotty and I have set you up for 2 weeks. Used to be for women only, and they changed it a while ago. Variety sale. I don't think we have that up here. I've never even heard of it.
Oh, she meant Virage.
Okay.
Next one.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, Virage. I'm going to check out eCrater. Yeah, go ahead, guys. tell just by the prices, but there'll be ones you know. Are you talking about Virage there, Thrift? And I know you said you picked up something.
I think he is talking about Virage, but I'd be interested in people selling like a bulk of stuff, unless it's like old furniture or something, like, you know, a piece of furniture. But I think I'd be looking for like a collection of something, or like,
Yeah, I don't know. Scotty. I don't know what the traffic's like, so it's just new to me, and
yeah,
it intrigues me to source in different spots because when these smaller startups start, you're in there first, and you might get the pickings before it grows too big, right? Or get bought up by eBay or all the other places, right? So, yeah, the prices on Virage sale. Okay, Thrift. I trust you, man. I know you're all over this stuff, so you're good at it. Yeah. So, what do you think, Scotty? It's crazy, eh? Different stuff.
yeah. I mean, I think every week we're learning new stuff, and it's only going to help at the end of the day, especially when we're in unique situations like we are with COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, as far as sourcing and different ways of selling, and
yeah, perfect. All right, Scotty, we're hour and 40 minutes, and we've gone through all the topics, guys. I think we're good for today.
it goes by so fast.
Sorry?
It goes by so fast.
Oh, I know. Do you want to say anything, Scotty? Well, before we take off, or
No, Carl, I found this. This is a Starbucks collector's mug, and it's about $30. I think I have another one laying around somewhere. I got this at a thrift store about 2 years ago. Threw it in a box, forgot about it. So. But Carl, he gave me heck for drinking out of a collector Starbucks mug one day. This one has not been used, and the other one's exactly the same. I picked them up together, so
brand new.
I don't know if you can see the design pattern. I ripped it off there. But it was
Look, Scotty, I think everybody's left, or they've gone to their computers to check what these other sites are.
Oh, really?
It's been quiet.
Awesome.
All right, guys, there you have it. Thank you for joining us. As always, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern, Scotty and I on Adventures in Reselling. We'll try to have some interesting stories. If you like this episode, please give us the big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. After the live comments down below, please send them. Scotty and I will look at them. Subscribe to my buddy's YouTube channel, guys, Antiques and Profits. We're trying to get them to 1,000 viewers or subscribers. We're going to get there. I know we will. And we will see you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we got a couple comments here, but Retro Guy's in the house, and he didn't. We haven't seen him all night.
Oh, he's been quiet.
And thanks, Thrift Beast, for the little comment there. That's awesome. Thank you. Holy, look at everybody's commenting now. What happened?
They got off their computers.
Like,
yeah.
But hey, Retro Guy, good to see you, bud.
Yeah, they're all saying thank you. Good night. Okay.
Starbucks.
All right, guys.
Walk around here. Thanks.
Let's just get this over here. Okay, guys, until next time, we're glad you love the show. And we'll talk to you next time in Adventures in Reselling.